Yes, welcome back again, my viewers and subscribers, to Mellache TV Analysis Thursdays. Yes, we're dissecting and predicting the Portmore League. Yes, my viewers. Welcome persons on my panel. Welcome Andre Haywood, centre forward.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.
And Professor himself. Welcome, sir. Sir Floyd Wright.
Bless up, bless up. Yeah, man, bless up. All viewers. Ha.
Yes, my viewers. We're going to have an exciting week of domino. Yes, I think the prediction for last week is only one. I think no one got it correct. Right, Professor? Nobody got it correct. The prediction for last week. Professor?
Well, I never predicted all of them. I never predicted all of them.
Everything.
The score, but I wouldn't got
Nobody got everything.
right.
I just got 7 out of 8.
7 out of 8. That's not bad, Professor.
Just one team wasn't a part of my selection.
Okay, and was that an upset? Was that an upset? The one that you got wrong?
The passive food.
Was that?
That's the only passive food game.
Okay.
Passive food mechanical.
Well,
but you know, Professor, passage forward costs you a lot of points, you know, because you're very emotional earlier on, you know, and now when you jump off the passage forward bandwagon, so them start rolling now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because almost every week he voted for passage forward. And 1 week him don't vote for passage forward. Professor, man, I am out catching the team, you know, Professor.
Nah, man, but the last 2 weeks or so we'll work it.
Okay.
Right.
Well, the standings.
Okay.
We can look at the standings. Yeah. The standings, we have Classic. Classic won all 7 games and 28 points. Brayton in second place with 25 points. Lynx, 24 points. Right Stuff, 24 points. Bull Bay in 5th position with 20 points. Time Foundation in 6th position, 20 points also. Mechanical, 18 points. Cherry Garden, 16 points. 4th International, 14 points. Central, 13 points. Nago's Head, 13 points. Memory Lane, 12 points. Sowasap in 13th position, 9 points. Village Links. Hold on. Village Links on 9 points. Passage Fourth on 9 points. Masterpiece on 5 points. And Correctional on 4 points. So from 5th go down, I think all the points are close. Especially from 9th place go down. And from 9th place go down, 14, 13, 12, 9. It's really close for the teams. So I think anybody can jump in the top 8. Because in 8th position is Cherry Garden on 16 points. And 4th International, 14 points. Central on 13, Nago's Head on 13. So the top 8 is going to be really close center forward. People are battling for the 8th position.
Well, we expect that the battle for 7th, 8th position are going to be the close affair.
Yes. But Foundation is 6th position, and Bull Bay on 20 points, Mechanical on 18, although Mechanical lose the other day, their last match.
But what is to note is that some of the teams are going through harder fixtures than some. So, you know, it can be dangerous to think that you're comfortable.
Okay. Yes, that's true. But I think every team, almost every team in this Portmore League, are challenging. Every team in this Portmore League is challenging. I don't think you can say,
you have
boy,
to go out on a Sunday and do your job.
Yes, you can't say this is an easy team. They're playing an easy team and stuff like that because anything can happen. Like they always say in football, the ball is round. Can we say the domino is round, Professor? Professor?
No. What should I say? Rectangle?
Domino is rectangle.
In terms of round.
All right. Dissecting the matches and the result for last week. For last week, we have Bull Bay 250, Chergarden 228. Was that expected at center forward? Bull Bay 250, Chergarden 228.
Well, Bull Bay is a team that is most vaunted and talked about. And they were expected to get a strong challenge from Chergarden's team that is also in depth in terms of talent, especially from the West. However, we have decided that Bull Bay would have been the more superior team, and so it played out. Cherry Gardens, 20 points beating. I don't believe that is too bad, but they believe that they could have made it a little bit closer, but no surprise for me.
Okay. Professor, Bull Bay 250, Cherry Gardens 228. Mr. Floyd, right?
Exactly how we did predict it. Yeah, we did predict the game to go in the favor of Bull Bay. It was quite competitive up till halftime because I think this both scored were tied 127 all, I think, going into the second half, and then in the second half it was Bull Bay was a far superior team to Cherry Gardens, which we expected. However, I think Bull, despite the margin of victory, Cherry Gardens did acquitted themselves fairly well.
Okay. All right. 22 points. I did expect a more better fight from Cherry Garden though. Center forward. 22 points lead.
Well, my good friend Scatter in the hot seat again, But I believe that they will have matches that they will win that could qualify them. So I don't think this is too much of a spanner in the works.
A setback. This is not too much of a setback for Cherry Garden.
Yeah, it's not too. It teams that look like they will qualify. If they beat you, you can't argue on that. But when teams that are not expected to qualify are your direct rivals to qualify beat you, then there in the problems lie.
Okay, but for now, Cherry Garden is in 8th position, and fourth international is in 9th position. So, what do you think about that? Because Cherry Garden is in your top 8, right? Right, Sam?
Yes, Cherry Gardens are squeezed. Yes, Cherry Gardens squeezed to my number 8 spot. I expect them to get out Foundation for that 8th spot.
But Foundation is in 6th place. Well, you said it all depends on who they have left playing, right? Which team they have left playing.
Exactly.
Okay, so the competition is just halfway now.
Definitely.
All right. Classic 250, 4th international 210. Professor, what went wrong there at 4th international? Classic 250, 4th international 210. Domino, Professor. Mr. Floyd, right?
Well, no surprises there. Classic display their true ability in this encounter. One of the rivals of this in its domino fraternity. What can we say at I don't know the margin or what type of battle it was there on the ground in terms of the score lines. But the margin of victory is quite large. Expect a much closer encounter in terms of the points. C4 probably can give us a little details about that encounter. But we are predicted the last round. I said Classic would be the only unbeaten team left. And that did materialize. So as far as going forward, Fort would now have to brush themselves off and move forward in this competition and see if they can earn one of the top 8 positions, which I believe the quality team that they have, they should do so. Classic is no question; they will be among the top 1 or 2 placings when this final 8 will be decided. But no surprise in terms of the victory, and probably the margin of victory too. So again, Classic the only unbeaten team left after the last round. So let's see what the rest of the competition have to offer, or the other rest of teams have to offer when going up against Classic. But Fort will now have to do some soul searching going forward.
Okay. All right. Center forward, Classic 250, Fort International 210, losing by 40. Classic is not more supreme than Fort International.
Well, I think organization-wise, Classic is either fourth, and the margin of victory is not really a true reflection of the quality of the Fort International team opposed to the Caribbean Classic team. However, at this point in time, Fort International is not really they're supposed to be, and an early test against the benchmark team in Caribbean Classic clearly showed that Fort International, would need some more time to actually get the combinations right. And Fort didn't make things better for them either, because they turned up unprepared in some sorts, and paid the price of a high margin of defeat. But I wouldn't use this to judge the credentials of Fort International. However, any teams that plays Classic this season must be prepared, or else the margin of victory will be a huge one.
Okay. All right. Yes, Everett, Jarrett. Welcome, Everett. Velma Mitchell. Yes, welcome, Velma. How are you? Arville Smith. Big up Arville Smith. And Western Kingston. Up in Western Kingston. Yes. I would like to say take time take time out to say apology for Playmaster for his absence tonight. Circumstances beyond his control due to cause. So apologies for Playmaster. All right. Professor Playmaster didn't send in his
No,
prediction.
it didn't get to no.
Okay. All right, Professor. Passage for 250, mechanical 242. That was part of your prediction, Professor.
Passage. This is the game that where they call me boss my bet. As a result of carrying Mechanical to win, Mechanical was suffering their second loss. I think based on what was happening, I think Mechanical didn't expect it to lose this encounter and get passed forward. And Patrick Ford did themselves some justice of coming out worthwhile winners in this encounter. They played very well in the latter part of the games, which matters most, based on the fact that Mechanical never sees the initiative to go forward with the lead they had in the final 30 games. So kudos Patrick Ford for putting up a very good fight. A few players that Patrick Ford really expected to come to the fore did. Players as peers as Two Fears and so forth and so forth, who expected to do well and did came out with flying colors to see if they could garner their first points competitively, because they have 4 points all prior in the bag, a game that they didn't even post double six. So, and Barry said last week they would be coming for Mechanical, and I think he really meant it, and he was part of that aggregation who showed that they have the potential to fight for the top 8 position. So again, I must give my hats off to Patrick Ford for this victory. So I look forward for them to see what they can do going for the rest of the competition. But Mechanical disappoint here in this case. I don't know what happened there at the game, but good victory for Patrick Ford and points well deserved.
Okay, like we said earlier on, no easy team is in this competition, So it is unpredictable, and it will look really bad to go into the second round, because we are going into the second round now, past the halfway mark, right? So going to the second half, not second round, the second half now, right? And it will look really bad for Passage Fort though, winning in the first half. So it was a job well done by Passage Fort, and very sad on Mechanical side, 242, because they are one of the team where contesting for the top 8 position. Center forward, what is your take? Was this part of your prediction? Passage for 250
Well,
Mechanical 42?
no one would have predicted that Passage Fort would turn their season around with a match against Mechanical. Um, Trust me, this is one of the upset of the season so far, because there are a lot of teams smiling right now. Teams like Foundation and teams like Cherry Gardens, they are smiling because I'm telling you, Mechanical is not guaranteed a top 8 position, and this result further enhances that notion that Mechanical will be fighting for dear life to qualify. And I may also have to review my top 8 throughout the season, because if Mechanical gets another dog bite, they could be in serious trouble to qualify. No, Passage Fort, has given themselves something to fight for. This win, can probably springboard a charge, but they definitely would have to create a few more upsets in order to really have a say when the final 8 comes around. Good victory though, and Two-Face and Berry. Congratulations to you guys. You do an excellent job getting the Passage 4 team over the line. Other teammates also put in a good shift. But it's back to the drawing board for Sir Mac, and certainly he would have to fight this season to be in that top 8.
Okay. Yes, Western Kingston said Domino play on the day. That is saying, I'm forever saying. Yeah,
Most
correct.
definitely.
Yes, Domino play on the day. And I think, like what you said, Berry and Two-Face and Super Blacks, Passage Fort have some very fairly well players, some good players. So the next team Passage Fort going to encounter have to be careful, because them Passage Fort coming for them, I wonder which team is that, but they have to be careful. Right, Professor? The next team have to be careful, for Passage Fort coming. All right, moving on. Brayton 250. So what's up? 245. What went wrong there now, Professor? Because that's a very close match, 250, 245. What happened there now with so what's up, Professor?
Yes, a close encounter. Probably a lot of persons in the domino fraternity didn't expect this to be so against the defending champions, based on the matchup of teams coming into this encounter. I think Soursop acquitted themselves well and could have won the game. However, Brayton did hold on to the end, but I could say players like Westkinson, who wasn't present, probably gave Soursop a glimmer of hope. I must say, to be honest, as a part of that Soursop squad, I think a few of the quality players weren't present at the game, but still the team that was present they think they were able to do the job. They struggled.
They were good enough.
Led by at least 23 at the halftime interval. And yes, and there was a ding dong bucker for taking the game out into single out of the double figures. I think they only Soursop did played well, because when the second half did resume and leading by 23, I don't believe they added another point. So the whole second half was a battle between 23 and about four points. So this encounter is very encouraging for Soursop. One of the games that they have able to got the lead, but still acquitted themselves, which is in the game, which is probably part of the game that they need to improve on, and that they did. Not as strong as some of the teams, not one of the strongest Soursop teams. I repeat myself so often about this, but definitely one a team that still, based on what is going on, still can probably make the top 8. So let's see. Brayton should have probably done better, as probably a lot of persons expect, but not setting the place alight with the team that had on the day. So again, I think I had something to prove also, Mellache, based on what you're saying. If Brayton win by 15 points, we should have if Soursop lost by 15 points, I should have gotten the game.
Yes.
And I think we lost far less than what you predicted. Yes, but I think we did deserve a point, and I think probably we did deserve the team to win. But one of those days. So let's as going forward, I think the Soursop unit just need to put in more collective effort going forward. But then again, Brayton didn't look like the champions on the day. But good game.
Okay, I think maybe one of the reasons why Soursop get a point out of it, maybe it's because of some of Brayton essential players weren't present. You understand? Because they underestimate Soursop. Yeah, maybe they underestimate Soursop. But this supposed to show them that they're not supposed to underestimate any team, because they could have lost this game. You understand? By just 5 points. Did this game went to count down?
Very much so.
Did this game went to count down, Professor? Professor? Did this game went to countdown? Brighton and Somerset?
Yes, man. Repeat. I didn't hear. You kind of.
I was just
repeat?
asking if this game did went to countdown. If the game
Repeat.
did
I
went
didn't
to
hear. I
countdown.
didn't hear. It kind of break up.
If the game did went to countdown, Brighton and Somerset.
It seems like Professor have been some issues.
No, man. It
Okay.
didn't went to countdown. It was there and thereabouts to win that bracket, but it didn't materialize.
Okay. All right. Everett
But
answer.
A good
Yes,
a moral and boost. Yeah, it's a moral boosting point for Sosa.
Okay. All right. Badras herself. Big up Claudia Mitchell. Ardine Williams. Blessings. Danet Ibert, good night. Scatter in the house. Scatter himself. Big Captain Scatter. Big up yourself, Scatter. Big Captain Chergan, big Captain. Center forward. Brighton 250, so what's up 245?
Well, I'd expected that some of the players that are playing for Brighton, the Bobo, Jojo, and a few more that played for Southside over the past season wouldn't draw 7, and that paid to the chances that Southside had. You know, no alpha dog for Brighton, no Bobo, no Royal Boss. You know, so the team still pull through. That must be admirable for the Brighton team as a defending champion. Still be able to get the job done without those players. It shows the depth in class, because I believe Sowersap was at their best for what they have this season, and it ended up being a competitive match, as would have been expected based on who was not available for Brighton. And the margin of victory may sound flattering, but Sowersap do have quality. It's not like Sowersap doesn't have players that can harm you. Professor himself is one of them. So a good victory to me for Brighton, playing without some of their top strikers. And Sowersap probably can take something from this and see if they can stage a late rally for a place in the quarterfinal. But let's see what will happen in the next few games out there.
Okay. All right. Same on you, center forward. 250 versus Memory Lane 250 versus Masterpiece 229. Memory Lane is playing very well in this tournament this season, man.
Well, I believe that Masterpiece, you know, has basically thrown in their chances for the competition, and so they will probably report with some of their stalwart players that are always there, and so victories for lower line teams will not come as a surprise playing Masterpiece, and so a victory for Memory Lane wasn't in the upset category for me. And so, yeah, Memory Lane, they're playing well. They're getting some victories and being competitive against some of the top teams. So let's see how their season pan out, if they actually get their better season or their best season yet. But it's basically curtains for Masterpiece.
Okay. Yes. Memory Lane is playing very well. Isn't that so, Professor? Memory Lane 250, Masterpiece 229.
Yes, man, and probably I'm one of the very few persons who really call this one. Even in terms of the person who put in their predictions, they didn't carry Memory Lane to win this one. All carried Masterpiece. So I called Masterpiece based on this game against a Memory Lane as a result of, I believe Memory Lane needed a bit more than Masterpiece does, and it really showed in that encounter. The Masterpiece team is a fairly inconsistent team, and I think they are not so disciplined in terms of their domino playing, and it is being shown over the years consistently. They did well in the 2 seasons ago in the town league where they did what reach a quarterfinal of that competition. And but with this team coming in with a few acquisition, I mean quality acquisition too, and not doing well, is a bit disappointed and left a lot to be desired. So with Memberlin getting this victory, I believe Memberlin just believe that they can do very, very well in this competition, even if they don't make it top 8. But I see them winning a couple more games just because of the way they are putting themselves, acquitting themselves so far in this competition. That very first victory for them of the season was a very moral boosting victory, and that has shown they are really putting themselves to be contenders for a quarterfinal position.
Okay.
So
All
good
right.
victory again, and congrats to the Memory Lane team.
Memory Lane won more matches in this league than Masterpiece. Center forward. Was this an upset, or was Memory Lane the favorite for this match? Center forward.
As I said, this by no means was an upset because of the position that Masterpiece are in right now. As I said, a lot of teams that are in the cellar along with them, we know we fancy their chances against a Masterpiece right now. As I don't believe that Maureen can lure the rural era players to come and play right now.
Okay. All right. Professor, Foundation 250, Correctional 183. I think this is the biggest margin of victory so far in the league. Professor? Professor?
I don't know what this. Yes, I've seen the score. I think this is probably one of the largest margin. I don't know if
The largest
this
margin,
was
is
a case
Caribbean
of
Classic victory over
correctional.
Kerry Gardens. That was over 100 points.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
and I think it was in the 80s too, 180. I think it's over 100.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the largest victory. But this encounter doesn't. It only reflects the score line. I don't know what happened in the game, if there was if Correctional did throw in their towel, or they did play out to the end and Foundation came away easy victors. But Foundation was expected to win. The margin of victory wasn't even a surprise. I just expect Foundation to continue on their part and win, and the sort of team that they have. They expect to win against a certain teams. And I think this is one of the teams that they expected to win against. So no surprises here, and good victory Foundation.
Okay. Anyone of my viewers, can you answer the question if was this a throw in the towel with this margin of victory? Did Correctional throw in the towel, or Foundation just won outright? Center forward. What happened here?
Well, I believe that Correctional is basically throwing in their gloves for the season. And so, probably you won't get that fight that they would normally show just now, as they probably see their season as gone. So, you'll find players just coming out to just probably enjoy their Sunday evening. Now, Foundation on the other side is definitely a contender for a top 8 position with the team that they put together. Now I don't see why they shouldn't challenge. And putting away correctional will be uh, I didn't expect a walk in the park, but I expected a good victory for Foundation. And 60 odd is kind of flattering for the Spanish Town team, but good victory this for Foundation, and they are real live black.
Okay. All right. My viewers, please remember to click like on the video. Yes. And this is one of the reasons why I'm keeping my cookout, because I'm not getting paid for going around and videoing the matches. So this is one of the reasons for keeping my cookout, is for me to get enough funds to go around and help with my transportation and stuff like that. Yes. Who is this? Usario. 777 points. Oh, wrong forum, Usario. Wrong forum. This is for Domino. Wrong forum. All right. Nago Z, 250. Village Links, 237. Professor. Professor?
Yes, man.
Yes.
Easy
Nago Z,
victory for Nagoed. No. Yeah, man. Easy victory for Nagoed. No surprises. Getting this job done quite easily. Probably I expected a little bit more, the scoreline to be a bit more competitive. That was the case, but no surprises. Nagoed expected to reel off this victory easily and put it in the bag and carry 4 points home. So Nagoed is acquitting themselves well in this competition, far better than the Town League. So let's see how that they will go as the games go on. Don't want to elaborate too much because this is one they expected to win. So let's see when they come against more competitive teams, and we can put up more analogy with what they have so far.
Okay. Thanks, Professor. Center forward. Nagazet 250. Village Links 237.
Well, Village Link, we're looking at this as a winnable fixture, and so to Nago Ed. I believe this fixture was like a do or die for both teams in terms of what chances they would have to qualify. And it turns out that Nago Ed are the better of this fixture, which means that Village Link, are in desperate times right now. I believe that that's it for them in terms of their chances of making the top 8, even if it's halfway through the competition. And Nago Ed has given themselves a chance, to actually make some inroads and see how far it can take them. And was expected to be a close affair, and it turned out that way. Nago Ed squeezed home. Very, very good victory this for Nago Ed. They, as I said, will have used this now as a springboard for better things ahead.
Okay. All right. Professor, Right Stuff 250. Links 237. What went wrong there, Professor? Because I think Links was the favorite right here. So what went wrong?
Nothing went wrong for me for certain, because yes, I did probably one of the only persons, different probably a Rise supporter who call this game the other way. But Rise I did definitely carry this game. No surprises. And the margin of victory was not No surprise. I expected a close encounter. And Rice was leading by about 15 points, and they were overall and in a deficit of 14, even at the halftime break. And the second half was a ding-dong battle. It was I believe I should have been at that game to watch it, because that is one of the games of the season so far. I think they were leading by I think in double digits heading into the last 20 games, and still lost out by almost 15 points. So definitely they came under a lot of pressure in the last half and falter the games that they will now have to look at and see where they have went wrong. But definitely a rise of victory. I predicted based on how rise of usually plays them, and I did. If you recall, I said it doesn't matter where in the table rise of is, they will have a good game against Lynx, and it was definitely that case. And no surprises for me. And and based on I predicted that that victory for Rice of, I know Classic would be remain the one unbeaten team in going in the ninth round of matches. In the eighth round of matches. So good victory for Rice of, very impressive, very impressive. One of the most impressive victories for the season so far.
Okay, thanks for that. So you're trying to say that then, Professor, you're trying to say Lynx weren't the favorite for you in this match. That's what you're trying to say, right? Because different from Right Stuff
Repeat
supporters.
Lynx word what? You cannot lost a bit here.
Different from Right Stuff supporters. Right Stuff players and supporters, they're going to bring Right Stuff, right? But I think majority have Lynx to win here, because I think Lynx is a favorite in this match. So you're trying to say Right Stuff was your favorite in this match?
By far, man. Yeah. It was even close. If you go back and listen how I analyzed that game, I said one thing I did say: it doesn't matter where Right Stuff is, they're going to have a good game against Link. And based on that fact, I carried them to win. I was even sitting on the fence. So there's no surprises for me, and I think for most part, any neutral supporter would even carry a Lynx victory. So they probably, apart from probably yours truly, probably the other person would probably like a rise of victories, rise of supporters and players. So, but I definitely see Rise of would have a good game. And even when I heard the scores, they were leading and Lynx overall the score, I still had confidence they would have come out victors. I just don't never see them lose in this game.
Okay, you have to by your speech now, you have to be careful when you meet Tyson and Bobby Six again. You have to be careful now, Professor, because those guys are going to be after you now. Center forward, what is your take? Right Stuff, Lynx.
Well, first I must say congratulations to Professor for going out the box and bringing Right Stuff to win. That was an outstanding analogy, and I must say congratulations and a job well done. Many would have brought Lynx to win then, because Lynx United were unbeaten. They had an excellent season in the just concluded Town League, where they lost the final by just a solitary point. And Right Stuff was on a high leading up to this match. We expected that Right Stuff would have given a challenge, but what we didn't expect was that Lynx would have lost. And so, this certainly throws Right Stuff right in the hat in terms of teams to look out for when the final bell rings in the final. So good victory for Right Stuff. Let's see if they're going to be consistent throughout the season and bring over this form right throughout. Links United, I think it's probably a wake up call for Mr. James and company. This certainly shows them that they are not unbeatable, and so now they will have to go back to the drawing board and fix some things.
Yes, I think Links getting too comfortable. So they need a wake up call. And they did get a wake up call on Sunday. A very excited match though. All right, moving on to the second half now. Round 8, the second half of the Portmore League. Well, we have Soasap versus Passage Fort. All right, my viewers and subscribers, please remember to click like on the video. And if you don't subscribe as yet, you need to subscribe and click the bell icon so that you can get notification whenever time I post an update. All right. Center forward, Soasap versus Passage Fort. What do you have to say about that match?
Well, this is a living make or break. Believe it or not. I can tell you, one stays and one goes. This one is going to be a very, 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 very tough one to call. Soasap has had the better of this fixture over recent seasons, and they will turn up as favorites for this one. However, the farm is suggesting that Passage Fort will give a serious challenge. We have to pick a winner, and I will stick my neck out and take a Soasap victory. Squeezing past Passage Fort, but I can tell you this could be probably the closest match of the round.
Okay. I don't think Soasap can take a chance like Britain and leave out certain players. I think they have to come all out too. Right, Professor? What do you think? They have to come all out for this match? Professor?
This
Professor,
as C4, yeah man, as C4 did say, this is probably one going to be a very close encounter. I just believe as part of a Soasap aggregation and also Passage Fort is one of my one of the teams that I'm very close to. But I will go based on that fact. I will go for a Soasap victory. I just see them coming off this performance against Britain as one of the game changer going forward. Passage 40 will definitely have a good team, and I won't sit on the fence, but I will go for a Soasap victory here. I just see Soasap carrying this one home. Okay. That's all for right now. But Soasap for this encounter.
Okay, but I think Passage 4 is more hungry than Soasap, Professor. So Soasap have to be careful, Passage 4 is very hungry. They have a taste of
victory, man. That's why. And C4 says, as C4 did rightly say, this is a tough one to call, and I expect a close one, but I just believe Soasap will just have the edge in this encounter.
Okay. All right. Right Stuff versus Correctional center forward.
Easy peasy. Yes, this is a walk in the proverbial park. A Right Stuff victory. Coming off that the eye of taking out Links United, one would expect that we'll be possibly arguing about the margin of victory. but easy peasy.
Okay.
Right stuff.
Right stuff. Okay. Professor, right stuff versus correctional.
Easy call. Coming off a tough encounter. First, right stuff will definitely take this one without a shadow of a doubt. Correctional probably will lose in this encounter by a similar margin that they lost the last one. So I don't expect I expect a blowout from Rice. That is it. Simple.
All right. Question: Correctional. Did correctional win any game as yet, Professor?
Yeah, man.
Who they beat? Who they beat? Center forward, correctional. Who they beat? Correctional. Which team they beat? Center forward.
I don't think they had one in a match. We have to review that, but
I think the team.
Okay, because they're on 4 points.
I think Garvey is probably the team.
That's Garvey.
That is. They have a point now, 4 points, right?
Yes. Okay.
I think probably it's Garvey Mead. Probably. That's probably.
All right. Usario and Rick. My apology, but I think you're in the wrong forum. This is not for chess. This is for domino. So only domino questions I can answer. This is not for chess. All right. Center forward. You have Village Links versus Fort International. Center forward.
Well, this one is an easy one as well. Fort International was humbled by a Classic and would want to rebound quickly. And getting a Village Link could be the tonic that Fort International want to kickstart. Yes, because Fort International has seen some strong teams for the first half of the season. They have played against Right Stuff, Links United, Classic, all the top teams, Passage Fort, Cherry Gardens, So they should now enjoy a good run in, and they should also enjoy Village Link.
Okay, so they get a booster for this Sunday. Professor, Village Links versus Fort International. What is your prediction?
I would just easily come off the bat and say Fort International. This game we'll see two teams that lost their last game coming up against each other. But this will be something for Fort, for a breather for them, based on the fact that they're coming off at a very huge loss against a very quality, probably number one team in the competition. So this is something a breather for Fort, and something that they should take a game that they should even take very seriously and see where their team is going to the second half of the season. And I can say Playmaster is carrying Fort for this one, and he has carried Soursop and Rice Stuff in the two previous encounters. So he is expecting a Fort victory in this encounter too.
Okay. All right. Big up yourself, Andre Andrews. Andre Andrews said, I think Village Link will win by a slim margin. Village Link support our player. All right. Please remember that if you predict the top 8 winners, the 8 winners for Sunday match, if you predict the 8 winners, you will win yourself a $1,000 credit of your choice, either Digicel or Flow. So the first person to predict the 8 winners for Sunday match coming. Yes. So I think the last couple of weeks, the last 2 matches, 2 weeks, we don't have any winners. We don't have any winners for that. So Everett, back to the drawing board. Yes, and Badras, you're not sending in you're not trying to win the credit. You're not sending your prediction. Yes, so we don't have any winners for last week. No winners. All right.
Yes. And I think Donovan Davis just sent something to us. And that's great viewers.
Correctional beat Memory Lane.
Yeah, man. I think that's how that game went.
That center forward.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that the case? C4.
Correctional beat Memory Lane. Yes.
So we're supposed to correct that.
Because I know them never sit out
that. So there's supposed to be a correctional there.
Correct. We're saying that we probably trying to.
Far.
No, man. I was just saying that it's probably the because I can't remember if they beat any team. So I was just saying if it probably it was.
Okay. That's how they got their 4 points.
That they got the points.
Yeah.
No, that's what you were saying, but it was really Correctional will beat them. Correctional beat Memory Lane.
Yeah, man, that's how Correctional got their 4 points. That's what he's trying to say.
The only victory score.
Yeah, the only victory. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Thanks for the clarity, Donovan. All right. Village Central versus Cherry Garden. Professor, Central versus Cherry Garden. Another boot set for Cherry Garden.
I expect Cherry Garden to return to. Yes, I expect Cherry Gardens to come back to winning ways against a Central team. It is Central sit out their last round. I think they didn't play the last. I think their game was against Garvey Mead, if my memory serves correct.
Yes, that's correct.
So I expect them to. Yes. So I expect them to do very well against Cherry Garden. I expect them to get a point in this encounter, based on the fact that with a week off they are doing some practice. So with that they should become great improvement. So I expect them to get a point from Cherry Garden, but a Cherry Garden victory here.
Okay, I hope Scatter heard you. I hope Scatter heard you. Scatter say something, Scatter.
Yeah, man.
Center forward. Central versus Cherry Garden.
Well, it all comes down to this for Central. You know, I don't think they will have a better opportunity to bring themselves back into the fold for looking for the quarterfinal than this one. A victory here will ensure that they leapfrog Cherry Gardens, and that's all to play for. A win for Cherry Gardens will put them well clear of Central, and that would have been like a 7 points deficit there. So, you know, this is do or die time for Central, and it's a potential banana skin affair for Cherry Gardens, who are one of the favorites to get that 8th spot. And so we look forward to this one to see if Central season unfolds here, or if they actually will put them they're at in the ring for a place in the quarterfinal.
So will this be a close encounter?
Well, it could be a close encounter. Reason being that we expect Central to throw the kitchen sink. You know, this is all or nothing at all. And in such games, you normally need little motivation to give up your best. So we'll probably see one of the best performance from Central this season against Cherry Gardens.
Yes.
All right, you heard it, my viewers, coming from my analyst.
Uh,
Yes,
And
Professor, go ahead.
and Playmaster did carry Central in this encounter.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's
great.
yeah.
All right, Everett sending his top 8. So his top 8 is Soursop, Classic, Right Stuff, Greyton, Bull Bay, Fort International, Cherry Garden, and Lynx. All right. I hope there's no upset. Everett, especially the match between Soursop and Passage Fort. I hope I get everything correct. just saying, my people. All right. Bull Bay versus Memory Lane, Professor. Bull Bay versus Memory Lane. Because I heard a Bull Bay player said they're going to blow out Memory Lane. So they're planning to set history in the making with Memory Lane. So what is your take, Professor?
Bull Bay will continue on their winning ways in this match. I don't expect Memory Lane to be there as much as spirited they are, yeah, as a team, and buoyed by their last encounter. I just don't see them probably in the latter part of the game where it matter most. They will even factor. So I expect Bull Bay to have an easy win. I think they win like probably about 28 points in this encounter. I don't see them winning at this way, but I believe Memory Lane will show some promise, especially in the early stages of the game.
Okay, so Memory Lane will put up a fight. Then you're saying Memory Lane is going to put up a fight
in the early stages, but the latter part they won't be a factor as such.
Okay, center forward, Bull Bay versus Memory Lane.
Well, a match that Bull Bay is expected to win. Memory Lane is having a good season, and by their standard, and they would want to actually, even if they lose, to just be competitive. And they have players that are familiar with the Bull Bay setup, and this could also give them some confidence that they could actually compete. However, getting the victory is another thing. So Bull Bay easy win for me. Just that would expect that Memory Lane, to be competitive.
Okay. Yes, you have to be careful of those ladies there, not Natalie and Olive. Yes, you have to be careful of those veterans. All right. Same on you, Professor Nagazet versus Brereton. What is your prediction here? Center forward.
Nagoed and Brereton.
Which game is that? Oh, center forward.
Hold on, Professor. Yes, center forward. Nagazet versus Brereton.
Defending champions Brereton squeeze past Soursop, and Nagoed got the job done against Village Lynx. No, don't be fooled by the margin of victory for Brereton in their last encounter against Soursop, and expect Brereton to turn out in their droves to play Nagoed, and that will spell trouble for Nagoed. This could be a blowout for me if the full team turns up. But I'm hearing some things like there's a slight rift in the camp of Brereton, but keeping my ears to the ground, And if things are not right, I believe Nagoed will actually at least be competitive. But a victory for defending champions Brighton is the call right here.
Okay, I hope Aiko is agreeing with you. Aiko is still on Nago's head, right? Sharp boss.
Yes.
This
Okay, Professor.
is
Nago's head versus Brighton.
this is going to classify as a derby. Yes, it classifies a derby because Brighton probably was one of probably a breakaway of Nagoed. That is probably how Nagoed was formed, and it's usually a competitive game. However, Nagoed team is not as strong as they usually are. Still very much competitive. Are doing fairly well. Probably lost a game or a couple of games that they shouldn't have lost, but they are still doing very well. I expect them to do the same against Brighton. However, I just see Brighton just coming out winners based on the fact they will have a better, a more, they will have more person, they will have more better players coming out, unlike what they did show against in their last encounter. So I just expect Brighton to take this one versus as defending champions. So I don't see Nagoed winning this one, but the only surprise they can probably spring is getting a point here.
Okay. All right. Badras said them no win any. So she's talking about Memory Lane. She said Memory Lane did beat Correctional. So we need to correct that.
Yeah. We are going to research it and get it right.
Yes, we need to have this
research it because
information.
Yeah.
Yes. And Donovan, who is Donovan Davis center forward, you know? Donovan sending his top 8. Classic, links, right stuff, Central, Fort, Bull Bay, Brighton, and Passage Fort. So Passage Fort.
You get about 3 wrong already.
Who is that? Who is that, Professor? Who is Donovan Davis? Because maybe I think I'm going to send him the credit from now. Okay, Donovan Davis. Who is that? You know who is that? Which person is that? Because I've got to send him the credit from now, Professor. Maybe I've got to send him the credit from now. Okay, all right. Moving on. I think why this is not a feature match. I think this is supposed to be one of the features match, you know. Mechanical versus Classic Professor. What you have to say? Is this a future match? This is supposed to be a future match. Hold on, Professor center forward. You think this is a
no. One feature match is on.
Okay. All right, Professor. Mechanical versus
any match
Classic.
can be a feature. Any match can be a feature match unless it depends on the criteria you're using. But based on what we are seeing and based on what the competition is, this could be expected or based quote unquote on paper over the past years. This would be a very good encounter similar to a feature match. A match of this stature last year would in this competition would have seen as a feature match, and even depending on where the teams are currently in the standing. But as such, this year, based on what we have seen from the mechanical side of things, this is not the case. And it just can't get any tougher for Mechanical. This is where I did say they will, from the last encounter, expect them to win. But going forward, this is where now things get very difficult for them. And by that last to the last to pass it forward, based on what is going on for the season, a game which they should have not lost. So this is probably a one-way traffic for a classic team. Easy 1-2, classic victory by 30 points.
Okay. All right. I hope Maki is hearing, and I hope they don't lose their motivation after this match. Center forward.
I want to be motivated.
One thing is for sure is that Maki is taking a look over his shoulder because the cavalry are coming. That match that he lost to Passage Fort certainly have him hearing the footsteps nearer and nearer. You understand? And after this round of match, Mechanical will be thrown straight into the fire with all the teams that are jostling for a place in the quarterfinal. This is interesting times. They play a Caribbean Classic team coming off a 40-point victory over Fort International. This is the wrong time to play Caribbean Classic. And so the victory, this is kind of ominous for Mechanical, very ominous. Caribbean Classic right now is in a mean mood, and we don't expect that there will be even a sniff for Mechanical. A straight Caribbean Classic victory here, no shadow of a doubt.
All right. Well, Maki, you have to be careful, because Passage Fort beat you every side, supposed to think they can beat you now, Maki. So you have to be careful, Outlaw, Domino Police. You have to be careful, And Peacock is not there. So I don't know. All right, Professor. Donovan Davis, a yellow man. You know who is that, right? He's yellow man speaking.
It's me a DJ. It's me a DJ. That's what you must say.
Oh, what's say a DJ?
Must say me have lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yellow man, yeah man, yellow. Big up yourself, yellow man. Original Lime Tree Lane man, Big up.
Okay. Okay, and it's another legend, vintage player.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself. Yeah, big up yourself, Donovan Davis. All right, moving on to the feature match now. Professor, Foundation versus Lynx. Because remember, Lynx is coming off a loss, So Lynx is back to the drawing board now. Don't think them letting anybody loose again.
Boy, and Lynx over the years. This is something that, boy, I tell them, sorry for the next team. I just Foundation good team going up against Lynx. One coming off a victory, one coming off a loss. Lynx over the years, probably for the past umpteen of years, 5 years or more. Probably a one-time Lynx where you lose 2 consecutive games. And I don't want to see them losing this one. It's just hard for me to see them losing. Foundation with your team will give them a fight. But I just don't see Lynx losing this one. The last time Lynx lose 2 straight games, it was against Soursop. So I don't see them losing. I just don't see it. Over the years, I can't recall Lynx losing 2 consecutive games. And I think that I said in recent memory, this happened a year. It was just last year. They lost 2 consecutive games. but it's quite unfortunate for Foundation to find themselves in a position. This will probably just only put a little damper on their top 8 qualifications. But nevertheless, this is probably one of the teams that, as much as they wanted a victory, they might not be counting. But let's see what goes on Sunday. But a Lynx victory.
All right. To me, this is really the future match. Really a future match, because I think Foundation, they have the quality players that can beat Lynx. They have the players that can beat Lynx. Is that so, center forward?
Definitely.
Well, I am on the contrary to what Professor analyzed it, in saying that there will be a backlash for Foundation. I just believe that if I am Foundation, it's a welcome time to play Lynx United right now. Foundation, as the player, they have players that can hurt you. Are they getting it right just now? I believe they are. They are now a bit more cohesive than the beginning of the season. They are gelling, and they are almost there. And Lynx United is Lynx United. They are strong contenders for the title, even if they lost their last match to a very good Rice Stuff team. However, I just think that Foundation must fancy their chances of creating the upset with Foley, Cow and Company at their disposal. Laza, this is a very good time to play Lynx United, and I'll be listening out for the score. A Lynx victory for me though, but I wouldn't be surprised if Foundation were to give them a very, very strong challenge.
Okay. All right.
I'll get a point.
I'll get a point. Okay, Professor, I heard you. All right, my viewers. Yes, World Boss, welcome, World Boss. Big up yourself, World Boss.
World Boss, John Paul, I'm late, man. I'm thinking.
Yeah. You're late, World Boss.
Man,
all right,
World Boss side Sunday, man.
You was expecting the match would be not much of a competition. That competitive.
That's it, which is man. You're pretty right, man. You're pretty right.
Okay,
man.
All right. We have come to the end of another week of excited domino playing and stuff like that. All right, my viewers, please remember to click. Please remember to click like on the videos. All right. Any business? Any other business, Professor? For domino? Professor?
No, not just that no man, I'm just probably the Sansan League, probably persons just have to just sign up. I think the application forms are out. So the Cross the Table League coming up starting next month. So the persons try to assemble their respective teams so they can have a team in the competition when the first set of games is ready to be played. The prize money is far bigger than it was, and even in this case, the fourth place is going to get some fun. So, all the teams them now look out, and it's a world event. You're ranked in this competition, so the players them just can get busy and so forth.
Okay.
So let's look forward to that. C4, you have any other
center forward
things, probably domino side of things?
No, not really. Just that we are review. We have the youths them doing them stuff, and we put together the first challenge with Mobe youths versus the Kingston youths, and that was won by four sets to nil. by Jubi 14 and Balki over Wandan and Chaplard. And the overall aggregate score was 60-52. And with Balki being the player of the match with a score of +5. Now we planned for it to move on with Trelawney pair playing those two. So we'll have Craig and Drogba versus Jubi 14 and Balki. So that is something to look out for.
There's going to be a return match with Jubi.
Yeah, we're putting that together. It's Craig and it's Craig and Drogba versus Wanda Balki and Jubi. So
yeah. The question I asked in the first, there's going to be a return match with Balki.
No, that's what I'm saying. The next match is a Trelawney. They have defeated the Mobe team, so the next move is Trelawney versus Kingston.
Okay. All right, my viewers, you heard it, and please remember Mellache TV cookout next week Friday, and I'm asking you for your support. Remember, I have to go around and video the matches, so this is in support of helping me financially to go around and helping you guys viewing the match different type of matches and stuff like that. So I'm going to be having also a tournament on a match on that day, starting at 7. Passage Fort and Memory Lane. No, sorry, Passage Fort and Bombers United versus the rest of the world. So there's going to be a cash prize. So Western Kingston, get your team and come. Passage Fort and Bombers versus the rest of the world. So there's going to be a cash prize for the winner starting at 7 p.m. So get your team ready. Professor, you're supposed to be on Bombers side, you know, Professor. Are you on the rest of the world? Professor.
Eh?
Which TV are you supposed to be? Okay.
Yeah, man,
yes.
and the day we know, man.
Okay. All right, Marsha Britton. Hi, you're late. You're very late, Marsha Britton. All right, we have come to the end of another Mellache TV analysis program. So thanks, guys, for viewing. Remember to click like and spread the word. Thanks. Good night.
Yeah, man.